if there are any questions about what I talked today, or whether something I did not cover, I would be very happy to take any questions from anyone. Yes, Anu, Abolier.
My question is, Babaji, it is very easy to give into the temptations of food, because sometimes there is so much stress, we just eat is all we do, emotional eating and stuff. So, and it's a big diversion from spirituality. You feel heavy and guilt after. What should we do in that case? Like, this is the only coping mechanism we see, when we are hurt or anything like that. And this is against spirituality. We are going against our spiritual, life. We overeat or we eat something we should not be eating on this path, What should we do?
Okay. So, Anu, the question is, for the purpose of recording, is about food and excessive eating, correct? Inappropriate. Okay. But all the food is vegetarian, correct? Oh, okay. Okay. So, Anu, this is a very good question. Thank you so much for addressing that. We need to be lacto-vegetarians. This is one of the few requirements that Param Sant Guru asked us to do before giving us Namdan or initiation. It's very important. Why? Because when you are eating meat, a dead flesh of a creature, whether it is a fish or a fowl or a mammal, you are putting unnecessary karma in your being. Why do you want to do that? So therefore, Param Sant Gurus always recommend the seekers of the truth and those who are initiated and those who want to be initiated that please follow a strict lacto-vegetarian diet. A lacto-vegetarian diet means no meat, no chicken, no fish, no shellfish, and no eggs. So, Anu, my kind request to you is, please try to go back, follow a lacto-vegetarian diet. There is no need for you to eat meat, because after all, meat is simply a dead flesh. Now, you may tell me, Tarek, I can eat plants and herbs, and these also are creatures. There are living beings. Yes, they are, but they don't have a very high level of consciousness like animals do. So therefore, the karma that comes back to us by eating a lacto-vegetarian diet is not significant at all. It's very minute comparing to eating a non-vegetarian diet. So this is about vegetarianism. So my kind request to you is, please go back to a lacto-vegetarian diet. It is important for your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Now, let's talk about the excessive eating. And I know many of us in this physical world, especially at this time, and my dear friends, we are right now in the midst of Kali Yuga, and it's not going to get better. Wars are erupting, international conflicts are happening, hyperinflation is occurring all over the world, including in the United States, where I live. Relationships, divorce rate in North America, my dear friends, is alarmingly high. So nobody is happy. Very few of us is happy, and that's a good thing, because that would be a stimulus for us to focus on spirituality. Guruji, I'm fed up. I don't want this life anymore. I want to go back to my true home. There is a reason for that. So, physical life is a combination of happiness and sorrow, of good and bad. Zindagi Kabhi khushi, kabhi gam. This is the nature of the physical life. There has to be happiness and sorrow. If it is only happiness, we will not be in this physical world. We will be in heaven, and heaven is in the astral world. If there is only sorrow, we will not be here in this physical world. We will be in hell, and hell is also located in the astral world. So physical world by its own nature is a mixture. It's a combination of good times and not good times, good and bad, right and wrong, happiness and sorrow. This is the nature of this physical world. But once we get initiated by a Param Sant Guru, we start, and especially if we are regular in our meditation and we are practicing meditation with love and devotion, happiness will start increasing more and sorrow will start decreasing gradually. We notice that, especially for those who have direct contact with the radiant and sound form of their Param Sant Guru. So, back to the emotional overeating. Try to eat lightly. And I know many of us, especially in this difficult time, tend to overeat because we are stressed out. We suffer from anxiety, depression, fear. We have a lot of mental tension. We have enormous emotional stress. So what do? We go to food and we start overeating. So my kind request is, again, please shift immediately to a lacto-vegetarian diet, and then please stop overeating by focusing more on meditation. When you are regular in your meditation, Anu, you are going to gradually overeat less and less. Thank you.
I have a question that I was initiated by Baba Gurinder Singh Ji Vyas, and I was initiated by his somebody in Canada, representative, and after that I started listening Ishwar Puri on YouTube, and I met him in Mississauga, his last visit to Toronto. I was totally like, he was there for me. He just took me from there, I can say. Then I just booked for IIMR at Germany, and I spent 5 days with him. I always say that those 7 days are my living life experience. I left my life just for those 7 days. It's like he took over everything. Then right after that, when I just sit for meditation, because I know it's in the starting, it's just imagination for Guruji's physical appearance inside. I don't know if it's my appearance, but I think he just took over and I just dhyan his appearance. So sometimes I feel like I don't have regret. In the starting, I was like, I'm leaving my Guru and going to other side. But now I feel like he's everything to me. Even after he's gone physically, but he's there for me. So I feel like, but still when I met him, I asked him for initiation. He said, come to Chicago. Being human being, I had other stuff important than that. I put everything first before the initiation. I didn't know that how much minimum time I have. So when I booked the tickets, then everything closed. I had to cancel everything. I think it wasn't my time, but I still imagine him inside me. I still meditate with him. So I don't know that, should I keep going that and should I ask for initiation? Sometimes I feel like, you know what? He promised me, he hold my hands. You know what? I will take you, I will be with you until the Sachkhand. I just take that, you know what, he promised me. So he's there. But sometimes when you feel like, oh, he didn't initiate me. Is he gonna be, am I doing the right thing? I know, but I just want him. At the end, even after every question, I answer myself, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I just need him.
Jasveer, right? Okay. Jasveer, you have already been initiated by Ishwar Ji. He has already initiated you. He has not given you the instructions, the 3 parts of meditation, but he has already initiated you inside.
I had incident in dream. I don't know. I always feel like just before marrying him, I was just exactly 1 year before that. I met him in a banquet hall in Toronto area in Mississauga. I was going to a wedding party. I don't know if I should share this or not. I was going to a wedding party to the same banquet hall 1 year before I met Ishwar Puri ji. And when I got so physically so exhausted without anything, any reason, I just went to sleep. I had a vision that I was dying, and it was so good. I could hear my family calling me, but I didn't want to come back. And Savan Singh ji was standing there. It felt like some kind of blue sky or something, and he was like this. He wanted to hug me. Like he opened his arms for me. I just didn't go to him. I was so happy to see him, but I didn't go to him. And I was back. Maybe after 15 minutes, I just opened my eyes. What happened? But I was like, I wanna die like that. I don't know what was that. Then after that, when I just met Ishwar Puri ji, when he saw me, he was like this, come to me. And did I recognize that scenario? No.
Yes. Beshak, you have recognized that. And that's a beautiful spiritual experience, Jasveer Ji.
I just want to see him like that. I just want to be in that situation all the time, even if I have to leave physically.
He is within you. He has already initiated you, Jasveer Ji. Thank you.
Are you going to come back?
Yes.
Yes. I am the servant of the servant. So yes, if absolutely. I will be honored to come back to Canada. Beautiful souls here in this room today. Old friends and new friends, initiates of Ishwar Ji, friends of Ishwar Ji. Yes.
So,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
so
Yes.
when we sometimes we're so busy with our work, we don't have like the idle time to meditate is like 4 o'clock, 4:30, but we have work and everything. So we sometimes we don't get that time, and even if you do meditate, meditating on the clock because you don't think I have to go, I have to leave, a signal is coming to you. So what is if you cannot do that timing and you are like thinking about the work and other things running around, what is the ideal way of meditating otherwise other than that time?
Excellent question. Thank you. Ishwar Ji has told me that no matter how busy I am, I will find 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night to practice meditation with love and devotion. No matter how busy I am, and I mean, sometimes I can be extremely busy with worldly affairs, family, work, travel, things like that. I can always find 5 minutes in the morning when I wake up to do a good meditation. 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. That's all you need in the morning. And then at night, maybe before or after dinner, 5 minutes of meditation. But please do not stop meditation, because once you have the momentum is going, once you stop meditation for a few days, then you don't go back to square one, no, but it will take you some time to catch up. So therefore, Ishwar Ji has recommended that if you do not have time, and many of us do not have the time to meditate for 2.5 hours, and many of us are not able to wake up at 3 a.m. Ishwar Ji has called 3 a.m. Amrit Vela. This is the ideal time for meditation. Why? Because the human mind, which is our greatest enemy, is very calm at that time. Ideally, 3 a.m. would be great, but am I able to meditate at 3 a.m.? Very rarely, But, so, again, 2.5 hours sounds a lot, 10% of 24 hours a day. It sounds a lot, but if you could do instead 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening, regularly, with love and devotion, this is good enough. Thank you.
Tarek, can you share anything from the Master that he has not spoken from his talk, that he has shared with you spiritually?
Yes.
Only on a spiritual subject.
Thank you, Herb. So during the global coronavirus pandemic, which started in February 2020, my work literally stopped. My work was related to travel internationally, and that was a good thing because I get to spend more quality time with Ishwar Ji. And he also has reduced his work. He was at that time in charge of ISHA, the Institute of the Study for the Study of Human Awareness, and he was also the president and chief executive officer of 3 different companies located in Chicago area. So it was a great opportunity for me to spend really quality time with him. My wife, Ulka, taught me how to cook Punjabi food for him, and I was doing that literally almost every day, taking him to his house and chat about different topics. It could be worldly, it could be spiritual, it could be jokes, it could be anything, But this precious time from February 2020 until December 23rd, 2020, that was a very good time that I have spent with Ishwar Ji before he departed the physical world. As far as what he shared with me from a spiritual perspective, he has continuously instructed me not to take this life seriously. He said, Tarek, Zindagi ek wahm hai. Life is an illusion. When you are at night dreaming, and you are dreaming you are a CEO of a multinational companies and making billions of dollars, and you're having a great time, and then suddenly you wake up, oh, that was a dream. So when I wake up in the morning, I take this dream very lightly. I don't take it seriously. So he has always instructed me and taught me to take this life not seriously. He said, don't worry about anything. The master will take care of everything if your mind allows you to do so. And he told me, Tarek, you have no enemies. Your only enemy is your mind. But once you progress into spirituality, the mind eventually becomes your best friend. So again, Ishwar Ji continuously told me not to take this life seriously. After all, everything is ephemeral in Pinda. And he said, he always told me, you are in good hands. Don't worry about anything. You will be tested by Kal, but don't let the mind overwhelm you. So this is one thing that I would like to share with you from a spiritual perspective. When I had these rare special moments with Ishwar Ji at his house while we were dining together. Does this answer your question, Herb? Thank you. Yes.
Sean here. So Dr. Tarek.
Please call me Tarek. No need for doctor. Tarek. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this tremendous blessing from Master that to sort of send you here to deliver this important message. My question to you is, what are your plans for, spreading Master's teachings and spiritual teachings going forward? Are you gonna, start initiating disciples on Master's behalf and things like that?
Thank you. Excellent question. I am simply doing what Ishwar Ji is instructing me to do. And whatever he wants me to do, I will do. But in terms of initiation, I will never ever initiate myself. Ishwar Ji would be the one who will be initiating. I could be his conduit on a physical level, because I am not a master, and I can tell you that. I am not a teacher. I am not even a servant of the master. I am a servant of the servant. So going forward, depending on the spiritual thirst of true seekers, again, true seekers, that's an important word. I may travel again, to few places in the world every once in a while. I do have work commitments, so right now, this travel from a spiritual perspective, I will not make it full-time. Ishwar Ji has instructed me to do it part-time, and I'm doing it part-time. But yes, in due course, when the right time comes, if Ishwar Ji decides to initiate seekers, true seekers of the ultimate truth, that is certainly doable. Why am I saying true seekers? We have a lot of seekers in this world, but there are many of that seekers are not true seekers. They're only interested in getting energy powers, psychic powers, siddhis, riddhis. They want, to go to the astral world, maybe to the causal world, and they're happy with that. Many of the seekers, and that's from Ishwar Ji himself, he told me that, Tarek, many of the seekers at this time are not true seekers. In fact, only a very small fraction of the seekers of the truth are true seekers. And I asked him, Pitashi, what do you mean by true seekers? He said, true seekers mean that a person wants to go to the ultimate abode, to Sachkhand and even beyond Sachkhand. That is a true seeker. So, whenever true seekers are in Pinda, this is when the perfect living master, the Param Sant Sadguru, will come and he will initiate the marked souls on his list. He has a list of some names, and he's going to initiate these beautiful souls and take them back home. When a Param Sant Guru meets a disciple, he doesn't love him because of his actions, because of his physique, because of his mind, because of his intellect, because of his ego. He doesn't love him because of his actions, or he doesn't even love him because he's there looking at him lovingly. The only reason a perfect living master loves a disciple is because he loves his marked soul that deems to be returned back to Sachkhand. This is the only true reason a perfect living master loves us. And it is an unconditional love. Unconditional love. A perfect living master will love you if you love him. A perfect living master will love you if you do not love him. A perfect living master will love you if you hate him. A perfect living master will love you if you physically or intellectually hurt him. And a perfect living master will love you if you physically kill him. This is unconditional love that is not known in Pinda at all. This is an unbelievable experience of unconditional love that only a Param Sant, Satguru can give to a disciple. Shesheni. Yes, Jasvir, abolier.
The way we say it, this life is illusion, like it's not real, we are imagining it. But am I imagining all these people, or anybody imagining me and their imagination? Or am I just one everywhere, just imagining myself in a different people? What? I don't know if I'm clear with my question or not.
This is a beautiful experience, Jasvir Ji. Thank you so much for sharing that. So Ishwar Ji has always said that there is eventually one dreamer, and this dreamer is you. Only you. And we are here as playing characters. Some of us are playing characters and some of us are non-playing characters in your life. But you have created what you're seeing right now. But once you reach Sachkhand, you realize that you woke up from a dream. And by the way, that's something very important that I've just remembered. Only in Sachkhand, you could be at all levels at the same time. So right now, when we are in Pinda, we can only think of Pinda. When we experience the astral world through meditation, we can only think and experience the astral world only at one time. When we experience the causal world or Brahmanda, we can only experience it at one time. When we go to Trikuti, the highest region of Brahmanda, we can only experience Trikuti itself alone at one time. When we go to Parbrahm, we can only experience the individuated soul alone at one time. Only in Sachkhand, Jasvir Ji, you can experience all levels at the same time. So back to your question, it's you. Eventually there is only one dreamer, and this dreamer is you, yourself. And once you reach Sachkhand, you are going to realize that your Param Sant, Satguru, is no one else but your higher self. It was you. It was you, Jasvir Ji, but you needed some external entity to remind you that, to take you back home. But once you reach Sachkhand, you'll realize that the perfect living master, who is the embodiment of Sat Purush, the ultimate creator, is nothing but your own higher self. And this experience is absolutely and infinitely beyond words, thoughts, and actions. There is no way I could describe to you this powerful experience.
I think as we call Hans,
Yes.
so we got ourselves into a big jal, big problem.
Yes. We are Hans. We are the more courageous souls than the Buns. The Buns are the majority of the souls that stayed in such Kant, and they're not interested in going anywhere else. They are singing and dancing all the time, eternally. We are more adventurous. We decided to embark into the greatest adventure of all existence, to come to Pinda through Parabram, Trikuti, causal, astral, and eventually the physical world. But before we did that, again, Ishwar Ji, we made a deal with Satpurush himself, with the ultimate creator, that if we ever have enough of sorrow and misery, you will come to pick us up, go back to our true home. And he promised us, yes, I will come as a perfect living master, taking a human form. He has to come in a human form because we have a human beings. If he comes into an angel form, it's very hard for us to communicate with him. So therefore, Satpurush comes to Pinda in a human form. Again, he has a list of marked souls, A, B, C, D, etc., to take back to the true home. He's not interested in making Pinda or the physical world a better world. He knows, the perfect living master knows that this world is a mess, is full of misery, of sorrow, of unhappiness. He doesn't come here to make this world a better world. Other gurus do that, but not a Param Sant Sadguru, a guru who has reached the highest abode of existence. He is only interested in coming here to take some souls back to our true home, period.
Sometimes it feels like it's a lose-lose game because I was with him. I was him. Him or it, we can say, a power. And then I just decided to go away and suffer, then do so much to go back to the same thing. Sometimes it feels like it's like why I did this. I put myself through this. Then why I decided at the first place to leave that.
This is a very good question. So, I'll give you an analogy. There is a king who has a beautiful palace, and he has a beautiful queen who delivered a baby. This baby lived all his life in a palace. And he is used to the wealth, to the servants, to the delicious food. And he has taken that for granted. Okay, this is normal. But only if you go outside the palace and you have a glimpse of poverty, of misery and sorrow, and if you return back to the palace, you're going to appreciate more the palace. It's going to intensify. Ishwar Ji used the word intensification. It's going to intensify the experience of bliss. So to answer your question, Ishwar Ji, you were adventurous enough to decide to come to Pinda and experience the lower worlds. Now, when you return back to the true home, you're going to dance and sing more intensively than the buns. And they're going to look at you, they're going to tell you, why are you doing this? You are a soul like us. And you're going to tell them, you have no idea what you have missed. You have no clue. So again, the reason why you decided to come here is because you wanted to experience something else, so that when you return back to the palace, you're going to appreciate more the palace. It's going to intensify multiple times the experience of pure bliss, of endless joy.
It's okay, I don't want to take anybody else's.
Thank you for asking those questions.
One more question if nobody has.
Please.
Okay, when we meditate, of course, it's really hard to go to above the eye level. Sometimes you're just stuck down there. But sometimes I feel like when you are sitting, meditate, and you feel like your body is getting longer, higher. I'm not a 5'4" anymore, but it seems like I'm inside the body, but it's getting bigger. Am I still like inside my body, lower the third eye, or am I at that level? Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm just lower that level and just going through my body.
Yes, that's a very good question. So, yes, you are correct in your assessment. This is an experience of the lower chakras of the human body. So, we have energy centers. Ishwar Ji has explained that there are 6 energy centers, which are the chakras in the human body. But there are also chakras, 6 chakras in the astral body, and then there are 6 chakras in the causal body. And many regular swamis and gurus and munis and fakirs are not aware of the chakras in the astral body and especially the chakras in the causal body. When the attention goes under the third eye center, which is in the middle of your physical head, you are having energetic experiences of energy. And that's not an experience of awareness. So what we want to do in meditation, we try our best when we meditate to focus on the third eye center, which is the seat of human consciousness at the middle of the head, in the third eye center, behind the 2 physical eyes, between the 2 physical ears. At the pineal gland, there is an important gland in the human endocrine system called the pineal gland. It's inside the middle of the head. So if you could focus at the third eye center, behind the eyes, between the 2 physical ears, at the middle of the head, even if you imagine you are there, this is good enough. But try not to go under the third eye chakra, which is the seat of consciousness. Then we're going to have different energy experiences. And that's not our goal. And by the way, when we go to sleep, when we experience deep sleep, normally the attention goes to the heart chakra. And when we have a dream, normally the attention goes to the throat chakra. But when we are having a spiritual dream, say you met the radiant and sound form of your master, then the attention goes to the third eye center. This is only in the spiritual dream.
But when I meditate, I feel like it's light. It goes in my head up there. I feel like it's just going under the roof like this. I can feel it like it's over there. But when I just try to do the Simran, then I feel like I go back to the throat then.
Okay, so when you are repeating the Simran, you're going to the throat. But when you don't repeat it, it's in the third.
I don't repeat it. So what I do in that case, then I stop repeating the Simran, the 5 words. So I just start to enjoy that emptiness, the weightless. Something is like pulling a little bit, but I can say I don't know if I'm going out of body or no. I'm not a that good meditator, first thing. So whenever I sit, so the thing is, I just try to imagine Ishwar Puri ji there and try to put my love there in that case. So sometimes I'm like, Ishwar Puri ji always say the 5 words, repeat 5 words, but when I get to that point, then I get back to the throat then. So should I, what I do over there?
Okay. Do you also practice bhajan? Like, do you try to close your 2 physical ears and close your eyes and focus on the sound current?
That's also when, because when I'm in a Simran, I'm just imagining I'm there in that state. I know I can feel like I'm inside, I'm like almost there. It feels like so light, it's going up there. And then all of a sudden, if I try to close my ears, and I'm back into the whole thing in this world, then I feel like I don't want to do it. Like I'm out
Okay.
of that atmosphere.
Okay. After we finish the questions and answer session, I will talk to you privately. Okay. Thank you. Friends, again, thank you so much for coming and listening to my personal experiences with Param Sant Sadguru Ishwar Puri Ji. And please remember, even though we do not see his physical form anymore since December 23rd, 2020, he is here and now. He is within us. And some of us are fortunate enough to experience his radiant and sound form. We should all do the same. The only thing you need to do is two things. Number one, please put spirituality as your topmost priority in life. Time is passing. Ab waqt aa gaya hai. Do it now. Kal ka kaam aaj kare. Aaj ka kaam aap kare. Aap ka kaam foran kare. Do it immediately, please. And the second thing, the only two things that the perfect living master is asking us to show him genuinely, sincerely, wholeheartedly, the only two things are appreciation and gratitude. We will all make it to Sachkhand. We will all get reunited. The pani ka qatra, the droplet of water, will merge again with samandar, with the ocean. Thank you so much. We do have now some snacks and some pure water waiting for us. And anyone who would like to talk to me privately, Ishwar Ji, yes, I will talk to you privately. Anyone, we're going to stay here till 4:30 we should wrap it up. So we still have about 1 hour. So we're going to enjoy some snacks. I have provided you a lot of spiritual, food for the spirit. Now it's time to have some food for the physical body. That is very important. And I will also be available for any one of you who would like to ask me any private, personal questions again. And I look forward to seeing you again. I'm not sure when I will return back to the greater Toronto area, but in the future, I look forward to seeing all of you. And may the love and the grace of Ishwar Puri Ji be always upon you. Thank you.